Kyogi Karuta is a one-on-one game using the 100 torifuda playing cards of Ogura 100 issue Karuta cards. In Hiragana Asobi Karuta, you use 50 torifuda. You compete to take cards in your territory or your opponent's territory faster than your opponent. When your territory's cards are gone, you win. The speed required to take cards is around 1/100th of a second, so the game is sometimes referred as battle on the tatami. However, the game can be played by anybody, men and women, young and old. From elementary school students to senior people, a wide range of people can enjoy the game at the same matches or practice together. Sit facing each other across the cards. Bow politely saying "Yoroshiku onegai shimasu," which means something like "do our best" or "do good game each other." All 50 cards should lie face down and be mixed well with both hands. Then each player picks 20 cards each. You cannot look at the face of cards when picking them up. Arrange your mochifuda, your share of the cards, in 3 rows on tatami floor in front of you. Arrange your mochifuda according to the next picture. Memorize the placement of your cards and the opponent's cards for 10 minutes. After 8 minutes of memorization, a player can practice reaching fast for cards, but cannot touch the cards yet. Players bow to each other saying "Yoroshiku onegai shimasu" and bow to the reciter. When bowing, be sure your body faces forward to your opponent and face forward to the reciter. The reciter first reads a poem that is not in the Ogura 100 issue. The poem is called Joka, meaning introduction to the game. While any poem can be used at the Joka, currently the All Japan Karuta Association uses the following poem.
何わずに咲やこの花冬ごもり今を春べと咲やこの花
The reciter repeats the second half of the poem, and after 1 second pause, he or she starts to read the first card, which is chosen randomly from a box of 50 cards. When defuda or the matching card is in one of the 2 territories, players compete to take the card. There are 2 ways to take a card. One is to touch the correct card first. The other way is to swipe it and nearby cards out of the Kyogi sen or playing area faster than the opponent can. If the matching card is not in either jin or territory, wait until the next card is read. The 10 cards not used in a particular game are called karafuda. The player who takes a card puts its face down beside her. If the card was in her jin territory, that means the cards in the jin are reduced by 1. If the card was in the opponent's jin, she can give 1 card from her territory to her opponent. The opponent places this card in her preferred row. That means the total number of cards in the opponent's jin remains the same. After rearranging the cards that were swiped in the previous position, the next card will be read. When rearranging the cards, the players should raise one arm straight up to tell the reciter to wait. The reciter reads the second half of the previous card, then after a 1 second pause, the reciter reads the next card. Continue these steps until one player's cards in her jin territory are cleared, which means no cards left. The winner is the player whose jin is cleared first. When the game is over, 2 players bow to each other saying, "Arigatou gozaimashita," then bow to the reciter. This is the end of the game. The winner is not the player who took more cards than the other. Even if you took more cards than your opponent but committed a lot of fouls (otetsuki), you may lose. If a player touches any cards in the Jin territory that doesn't have the recited card B, it is otetsuki, which means a foul. As a penalty, the player receives one card from the opponent's Jin. If you take a card using the opposite hand from the one you are using for the game, it is not a foul, but it is considered an obstruction. The card is regarded as your opponent takes. When you touch the territory where the matching card does not lie. When karafuda is red and you touch any card. When you touch a different place in the same territory where the matching card lies. Do not sit your head beyond your territory. Your hand can't be inside your territory before a card is read. In addition to the osaete, which means you touch the card directly, or haraite, which means you swipe the right card and nearby cards out of the playing area, there are other ways such as kakoite and tsukite. In Kyogi Karuta, the most common and effective way is haraite, as you can swipe card at fast speed. For a card with a long kimariji, you may guard a possible matching card to obstruct your opponent's hand. Kimariji is the first syllable or syllables of the cards in which you can identify the card being read. For example, these cards start with the same syllable, a. The first two syllables are enough to identify the card being read. The next cards you see, the first four syllables are the same. In this case, you can use kakoite, as I've just explained. You flick a card with your fingertips. When you take a card, be sure to touch the card directly or push the card out from the territory. Be sure to trim your nails before the game so you don't injure your opponent. Take off your watch and any rings. Don't talk to your opponent. Don't extend your feet towards your opponent. It is impolite. When you swipe the cards, pick up scattered cards by yourself. Pile the cards you took neatly behind you at the opposite side of your dominant hand. When straightening up swiped cards, please use both of your hands to save time. Be sure your cards are arranged straight. If they are not, it is ambiguous when you or your opponent commits otetsuki, foul. You can move any card in your territory to a different position in the territory, but you have to tell to your opponent. When your opponent tells you about the change of position of his or her card, you have to say "hai," which means yes, to show your agreement.
Let's play Hiragana Asobi Karuta.